We don't expect people to want to see us, so we always feel like you have to kind of give more to it and give more energy and try and tell jokes in between as well and play amazing songs.
What a cheek, undertaking anyone at 17.
I don't think your sort of typical student necessarily likes listening to guitar music at the moment. It's not a particularly popular or a cool genre. So we always have this kind of constant battle to get our mates down to the gigs we put on. So the way we've sort of been forged as a live band, I think, we've always had to make it this event and something more than just 6 people turning up and playing guitars on a stage. And I think Cambridge really taught us that, like kind of a bit of a baptism of fire when you've got the club down the road, the Wetherspoons or whatever it is, the Vodka Revolutions, that people could go to instead of our gig. So you always had to compete with something else in the town.
I was looking for a little direction.
I think essentially what we gave them was a chance to see just something go really badly wrong for about half an hour. Yeah. That was it. It was just I think it was like car crash stuff. Everyone would come just waiting to see, I don't know, us humiliate ourselves. We took it very seriously from the start as well. Like we weren't really thinking we were like a joke band. We thought we were great.
We'd all look forward to it. We'd turn up and we'd like finish the set thinking that we just absolutely nailed it, having like not rehearsed half of the set ever together, sort of thing.
Well, it's just not having that sense of entitlement as well about being in a band that people are necessarily going to want to come and see that. On stage, you have to sort of tell a joke, do a dance, make it more than just turning up and playing guitar. That's what we've always tried to do. There was a big summer last year in England because England had sort of a World Cup run in the football. There was sort of a massive heat wave, so everyone sort of sitting in the pubs. It just felt like kind of a nice period, and that was sort of embodied by seaside town of Margate, I think, for us. And going down, and we filmed the video there, all got very burned. England made it to the semis. Yeah, what else did we do? Felt very 90s.
I'd never been. It always seemed like it was really built up by Jerry as a sort of amazing destination where everything was incredible. It was like really cheap pints, and the beach there is really old school. So you have like arcades, and it's loads of kind of old people walking up and down donkey rides. These tiny little weird old pubs.
Well, that's the thing, the way we talk about it is, well, you build it up in your head to be this kind of incredible town, whatever it is, the cheap bars, the beaches, sort of gorgeous picturesque coastline. You get there and it's actually quite a sort of prosaic place, and you're sort of sitting in a Wetherspoons on the beach and you're like, well, this is it. Yeah.
I think it's his sort of take on England and Englishness. I think it's like very beautiful. He talks about sort of, a lot of it is sort of comedy, but he does it in a way that's very like sad at the same time. So he'll sort of be talking about these people who are from Slough or go to the same pubs every weekend, live in these, like in England, this thing called Mock Tudor, with all the houses made to look like castles, basically. So these tiny little terrace houses look like castles, but he portrays like the sadness and the beauty and all that kind of stuff really, really well. And he talks about Margate, he talks about all these British seaside towns, and he was like poet laureate in the UK, so he's quite massive. And things like Slough, that poem almost like cliched, I guess.
You know, and I think it's very sort of writing in the 1950s, sort of post-war, there was this sort of sense of searching and yearning for a sense of English identity. And I think that's what you're seeing again with sort of the Brexit debate coming through. People don't quite know what it means to be English anymore. And so he explores that, and I think everything he says is still very relevant to how people feel today.
You mocked my haircut again, so I got some scissors and cut it.
I think people like that sense that it's kind of, it always has the slight feel of a band of amateurs. Like, none of us are fantastic musicians or anything like that. It's like, all right, that's the kind of band we could be in. Yeah, Al's a wonderful drummer, obviously, but yeah, it's like the sense that it's kind of a band that feels like a group of people that they could be a part of, they could be in it as well. And I think Ben's sort of one of the embodiments of that.
I think we just wanted to take Ben around with us as well. When we were playing our first festivals and shows, we wanted to sort of have a reason to force Ben to come along.
I mean, a lot of people, I think it's an act when Ben does sort of the straight face. It's like, is he like that off stage? Ben genuinely hates being in this band. he hates every minute of it. He's forced to be here.
Your favorite pen, I'll take your t-shirt and put it in the wash.
There's a whole course of music that's very sort of feels very post-punk in the UK at the moment, which is cool. But I think it doesn't necessarily resonate with the experience of kind of how most people have grown up and what they're doing with their weekends, what they're doing with their mates, which is sort of what we're trying to sing about and give a voice to. I think it's cool. I think someone should be addressing political themes in music. And I think there is this enormous gap for people to talk about something that actually resonates with far more people's everyday life, sort of suburban life, what you're doing on weekends, the sort of most mundane bits of the commute. And I think we're trying to do that, and I think the important thing for us is that it feels uplifting. So it feels like you've valorised something, made people look at the world in a different way, is the important bit. And we carry that into live as well. I mean, there's live events for us, I don't think they feel angry, people come out smiling, I think.
Laughing.
Laughing, yeah.